Good evening again, and thank you all very much for joining us. My name is John Tobe, and I'm the Executive Director of the Allegheny County Library System. Thank you. We are here to celebrate the LaVale community and the LaVale Library's renovation and expansion. I'm honored to stand here this evening and recognize the many people who took this project from a community need to an idea, to the design, to a plan, to shovels in the ground, and finally to make this renovation and this expansion into a reality. So we're all very excited. I wanted to start by thanking my library board of trustees. They've been on this project with me since the beginning, way back before 2019. From the great state of Maryland, Governor Hogan, and our delegation, Senator George Edwards, Delegate Mike McKay, and Delegates Buckle and Beitzel. And from the Maryland State Library, State Librarian Irene Padilla, who's to my left. And I also want to do a special shout out for the Capital Programs Director, Renee Croft, who helped me correct all of my grant applications so that they were suitably received. I want to mention the tremendous support that we received during this project for its entirety from our own county commissioners. County Commissioner Jake Shade has been there from the beginning, as well as Commissioner Brody and Commissioner Caparelli have taken great interest in moving this project forward and to fruition. But I also want to take a second and recognize the fabulous boots on the ground support that the county government Department of Public Works provided for us, specifically Jim Filer and Dan DeWitt, who lived and breathed this project with me. They were here more often than I were. And they were always looking for ways to make it the best that it possibly could. Our architect, Todd Grove from the firm Murphy and Dittenhafer, took a long list of wants, needs, and desires and bundled them all in together to make this wonderful project for us. They're also responsible for helping me pick out the furniture, the design, and the layout of the facility. I also want to recognize Ralph Munsterman, who visited the project regularly to make sure that we stayed on track. Where would we be without the amazing team from Daystar Construction? They took a large stack of drawings and they turned them into the reality with their construction skills, with their tools, with their know-how, with their talent. We're very honored to have worked with them, and we thank them for all their efforts. We've had many gifts and memorials that we've put towards making this project a reality, and each one of those deserves a thank you on its very own. But I do want to mention tonight the family of Jeanette Johnson. Jeanette Johnson was one of the earliest advocates for a library in LaVale, and her family honors us and her efforts with a contribution that made one of the small group study rooms possible in this building. Speaking of contributions, let me publicly recognize the library's leadership team, unsung heroes, Lisa McKinney, Ashley Swinford, Jason Armstrong, Allie Klein, Andrea Everett, and Renee Mason. And the entire staff of the LaVale Library. When Daystar turned this over to us in mid-July, it was a building. It was a great building, something to be proud of. It was remarkable. Everybody couldn't stop looking at it as they drove by. But it's this team of dedicated staff that turned it from a building into the LaVale Library, ready to serve the community and all of their needs. So kudos to you all. Finally, and most importantly, I wish to thank the LaVale community for your support, for all of your patience, and I wanted to be the first or second to say welcome back to your library. The most immediate thank you I want to offer is to our neighbors who spent 2 years watching this project build in their very own backyard. So a heartfelt thank you to you and all your patience for putting up with all the shenanigans that construction can bring. When we started the design and envisioning what we wanted this library to be, we thought of it as the community's living room, a place where great things happen and a spot where something is always going on. We've designed that building and built a library to be your newest community partner in our journey to learning, to fun, and to prosperity. The investments that we've made here today in our community will pay dividends for years to come. And so we're so excited and honored that this investment in our community will allow the library and all of us to give the joy of story hours to our kids, give the joy of getting a book, enjoy a free movie night with your family, and a chance to borrow a Chromebook, computer to apply for college or work. The library is here for you. Now I have the honor of introducing the president of the Allegany County Commissioners, Mr. Jake Shade.
Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. This is a long time coming. You know, John thanked a lot of people, and these projects don't happen overnight. But I think the end result, we look here today, this is one of the nicest libraries in the state of Maryland, and it's right here in Allegany County, right here in the heart of LaVale. And it's so important, you know, for the success of our community. We have to have nice things. We have to have things that people are proud of. And this is definitely one of them. So I was proud to be supportive of this project. We did the South Cumberland Library renovation a couple of years ago, which turned out great. But John, your team at the library, our folks that were involved in the engineering side, and of course the volunteer library board, thank you for your efforts. You know, a lot of these people are putting a lot of time and effort in to get it to the end result. And so if you see a library board member, make sure you thank them for their service. And I'll just wrap up with this. This is one of our favorite projects because the county only has to put in 10% of the money. So, hey, that's a pretty good return on investment. So, you know, look, if you can build something for 10% of the cost, we're going to do it. You know, when people were driving by, they said, how much are you all spending on that? I was like, not as much as you think. So, you know, I think this has exceeded everyone's expectations, and look forward to doing some tours here in a couple of minutes. But thank you all.
And now we'll hear from State Librarian Irene Padilla.
I'm going to hang on to my speech so it doesn't blow away. Before I get started, since we're thanking a lot of people, I want to acknowledge my husband, Ed Andrews, who's here with me today. He's been my confidant and source of support for all the years that the 20 years I've been in this job, and I really appreciate him. So I think that we all realize that library facilities are a crucial part of America's infrastructure. During the pandemic, libraries endured as an essential lifeline to members of our community in need, providing access to Wi-Fi and internet hotspots, access to computers and other digital resources, and opportunities to develop valuable skills at any age. Maryland has provided mandated state funding for the public library capital needs since 2008, and at this moment I want to thank Senator Edwards for his support in getting that bill passed and for his ongoing support. So we really appreciate that. Fiscal 2023 is the 15th year that state assistance will be available to public libraries in Maryland. Program priorities include geographic diversity and stimulating local support for library facilities development. And I see here today that we have that local support that really makes a difference. Since the inception of the program, $82,325,000 has been authorized from the state, leveraging more than $374 million in local matching funds across the state, or nearly 4.5 times the amount of the state's investment. However, the need continues. Libraries in Maryland have $175 million in capital needs, according to our latest assessment. And the County Library Capital Program helps to improve our infrastructure, provide better library service, create jobs. But we need to continue with that investment. Recently, the state raised our mandated funding level from $5 million to $7.5 million, and that's really helped a lot already. So we're pleased with that. So let's get back to LaVale. The very first state capital grant for the LaVale branch was for $360,000 in state capital funds, and that was awarded in 2020. This was followed by $2 million in 2021 and $1.96 million in 2022. And John, you must have done something right in your grant writing because you were able to garner the support that you needed. So the Maryland State Library Agency is proud to have provided a total of $4,320,000 for design, construction, and furnishings for this project. And this money helped get them over the finish line. And then, I think John kind of alluded to this, with a big sigh of relief, we all lived happily ever after. So, at least with this project, right, Commissioner? So this is a beautiful library. I'm very proud to be here today to represent the state of Maryland and our governor. And I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Righty. Now I have the honor of presenting Terry Mickles, the library board president, who I meet with monthly, and it's a wonderful experience to come back and say, huh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, right?
Somebody has to keep you on track, John. So, good evening. It's wonderful to see such a wonderful turnout of folks and the neighbors and the community. So thank you for joining us on this very momentous occasion. My name is Terry Mickles. I am the current president of the board of the Library Trustees. And in my 9 years of serving on this board, this is the second major renovation I have been involved with. And I believe concludes our cycle of building or renovating of all the 6 libraries in our system, which means we probably need to start over, right? Yeah. We are proud of all 6 of our county libraries, but today we celebrate the long-awaited grand reopening of the LaVale Library. On behalf of the library trustees, I want to thank the community for suffering through the closing of this library and thank them for patronizing our other libraries in its place. The Allegany County Commissioners for their generous support, and specifically the Maryland Public Library Capital Grants Program for continuing to invest in the people and places we call home. I would like to recognize the current library board members, Deb Hendrickson, Renee Nisley, Miss Sue Rudd is at the beach, Julie McCoy, and Bill Bingman. I know Bill is here. Additionally, I would like to also mention past board members Stephanie Marchbank, Tom Finan, and John Persons, who started this project and passed the baton on to the current board. As you will soon see on your tours, the renovated and expanded LaVale Library represents amazing opportunities for our community and the Allegany County Library System. For example, maybe you are a budding online influencer or a podcaster. Take advantage of our new recording video booths to perfect your image. Or perhaps you're interested in starting a project or a new hobby. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will assist you in finding useful and free information and resources. If you don't already know our LaVale staff, you will soon be best friends as they help you to get acquainted with all of this amazing facility has to offer. I myself look forward to enjoying the new community living room, the comfortable meeting spaces, and my next event on the outdoor patio. As I said, we on the board are extremely proud of all of our libraries, as well as our amazing, creative, and enthusiastic staff. But today, I also want to congratulate our visionary director, John, the library leadership team, and the LaVale staff who have worked so hard on this project for the last 2 years, and especially the last 3 months. There's an awful lot of books in there to move, and they did it. Yes, we do celebrate the LaVale Library today as your newest partner in our community's journey to learning, fun, and prosperity. Please enjoy. Thank you.
And now, brief remarks from Judy Hall, president of our Friends of the LaVale Library Project.
The Friends of the LaVale Library are honored to participate in the ceremony for the reopening of the new LaVale Public Library this evening. Our nonprofit organization was founded in 2006 to encourage reading and the use of our neighborhood library. Donations to our organization help provide the library with collection purchases and support programming activities and events that enhance the library's service. We sincerely appreciate those who have donated funds during our 2022 Summer Donation Membership Drive. I invite you to join us at our next quarterly meeting on December the 7th at 1 p.m. And we're going to meet in the new community room in our new library. Our library needs friends. And I do want to recognize some of our friends that are here. We have Vice President Peggy Hughes. I'm going to give a wave. And our Secretary, Jan Harbaugh. And is our treasurer here, Ed? I want to end with this quote by Henry Ward Beecher. He said, "A library is not a luxury, but one of the necessities of life." And that's how the Friends feel.
Thank you. Thank you, Judy. So before we get to the excitement of cutting the ribbon, we have a presentation from the Governor Hogan's office with our representative, Mark Whitmire from Western Maryland. So Terry, I believe that's your duty to receive the important proclamation.
First of all, I bring you greetings from the governor. His inability to get here, he couldn't get a flight out of Japan today, so he's been a little trip, an economic trip between Korea and Japan over the last 2 weeks. But he knows what this project means to this community. And the last time he was up here, he asked me when we rode by, I showed it to him, he said, "Who's going to wash those 2 windows up there?" And that's a question I've asked John continuously, and he keeps saying, "We have people." You gentlemen sitting here in the front row were instrumental in this. It kind of came out of the governor's capital budget, but I think they kind of hounded him to death to stay at this and get it done, and that's kind of what it takes down in that city called Annapolis. The governor of the state of Maryland to the LaVale Library. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of this state, in recognition for a tribute to honor the occasion of the LaVale Library's reopening celebration, with congratulations on this special milestone, celebrating your success and commitment to providing excellent customer service in the community, and as the people of Maryland join together in expressing our great respect and best wishes for continued success, we are pleased to confer upon you this governor's citation, the 24th day of September 2022, and it's signed by Governor Larry J. Hogan Jr., Lieutenant Governor Boyd K. Rutherford, and the Secretary of State, John Wobensmith. Congratulations.
We are also very fortunate to have been presented a certificate from the office of Congressman David Trone, who was unable to be here tonight. So Terry, I have to ask you to stand up one more time. This is the heavy mantle of a board president is to receive our proclamations. So from Congressman David Trone, a certificate of congressional recognition presented to the LaVale Library in recognition of the grand reopening of the LaVale Library. Libraries are pillars in our communities, and we are so happy to have such a wonderful library in Allegany County. We look forward to watching your continued success. Signed, David Trone, Member of Congress. Okay, we're getting to the point where we're finally going to let you in the building. But first, we have to cut the ribbon.